Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Wednesday, 24th of July, 2024. You may or may not be able to hear the input from Harry outside, who's enjoying himself on the swings. So we'll start off with the synoptic charts then. So, as mentioned yesterday, I think we had a beautiful 300k evening. So this is as of midnight last night. Take special notice, please, this low pressure that's building up in the Atlantic that's heading our way pretty quickly, actually. So if I run that forward to midday today, you can see that the front is now just about hit the west coast. Notice this little kink in the isobar here. So this is where you'll hear me mention maybe as possibly having to change on to 2-3 later. But at the moment, we've got a light and variable wind, which sort of favors 2-7 as a run, which we'll set up on. It's just how much the speed increases with that little kink comes in a little bit later may determine that we might have to move. If I just run forward through, this is midnight tonight, yuck. Midday tomorrow, can't say that's very good, to be brutally honest, and midnight tomorrow, and even on Friday. So I think we need to make the most out of today for sure. Okay, so spot winds are indicating 230 operating heights. As I say, on the surface it's light and variable at the moment, but it will be going down to southwesterly about 10 knots middle of the afternoon or early afternoon. So we will set up on 2-7 because we hopefully will be launching a grid, but we'll likely move on to 2-3 later on for the club operations. You can see this cloud associated with this front now hitting the western approaches. But where we are is reasonably clear, nice and bright outside. A bit of top cover coming in associated with the cloud, and that might actually curtail the heating today, which obviously ultimately will reduce thermal strengths and cloud bases. Okay, there's the actual rain now associated with that front. It's a lot further west, I think, than most people would have hoped for this time of the day. But we're in a nice clear patch to the south of the country. And if I run through the Met predicted rain forecast, this is at 9 o'clock this morning. You can see reasonably we're going to be safe in the south of the country. There's the big heavy stuff out to the west associated with that front. And even this is running through till 4 o'clock even. We're not going to get rain here, possibly till 7 or 8 o'clock this evening. So hopefully Merv will get a little bit in before he has to stop. Local forecast is indicating sunshine and cloud for the morning. Max temperature is only going to reach about 20 today because of that upper cloud that's coming in. Feeling more like 18. Well, there's very little wind, southwesterly 5 knots perhaps. But notice that it is going up to 8, 9, 10 knots later on today, which is why we may need to change runs. Specifically, there'll be gusts associated with that as well. And if we do get them gusts, we'll definitely be on runway 2-3 later. GFS is indicating max temperature today about 23 degrees and the dew point's down at 14. And there's a view outside the window at the moment. A little bit strata Q starting to form, but it's going to be very, very low. Very, very low. Actual temperature at the moment here is 18.2, dew point 16, and we got southwesterly wind at 6 knots. Dave is suggesting there may be some tricky task planning from Lasham, could be 200k if you're really lucky, but fundamentally be careful about the very early cutoff, very early shot off today. Okay, so this is Odium, and they are indicating 4 knots from the south, scattered cloud at 2,500 feet, and Farnborough is 4 knots from the southwest, few clouds at 3.8 is giving us there. Top meteo, not overly encouraging. If you can get anything, it's probably going to be on the south coast. But if you look how far inland you need to be, I think that Gatwick is going to cause a real issue there. I think it's going to be a very local soaring opportunity, if anything. Thermals then, this is at 10 this morning. As you can see, the Q starts to pop to about 3,000 feet if you're lucky. Notice the spread out now coming very quickly in, and some showers even. So this is for 12 o'clock. And the spread out and the showers increase even more, and it cuts off very quickly around about 2 o'clock. So that's not overly encouraging. And I just thought I'd just bring this up just to amplify the winds, really. This is a local forecast, pretty well 1 knot until the front approaches. Then it's going up to 14, 16 knots, 23240. Um, so that's what we need to be a little bit careful of later. And that's why we might end up having to change runs. If I run up a little bit higher, it's indicating weak thermals with some cumulus locally. Some mid-level cloud, obviously, and the high-level cloud. That's the sort of cirrus we can see outside, and that's going to just curtail any heating today. Sky sight is indicating a similar sort of area where we are. Maybe it's not going to be very. It's all going to be very local if you do manage to do any sawing, and cloud base may get up to around about 3,500, but no, it's a very fast cutoff. So this is indicating from about 2:30 local. Dave thinks it might go a little bit longer. I'm less compromised in the middle, say 4 o'clock before thermals will cut off. Okay, no Thames wise then. We've got the usual batch. I'll quickly run through. 26 is Barton Stacey, Rocket Fine. 32, multiple fly pass at Sheffield Bottom. So this is up around here. 31 flare flying at Frimley. Farnborough is restricted today from 13:45 to 5:15 local service to 3,000 feet. Fare for departures, as I briefed yesterday, the briefing sheet, they keep referring to the briefing sheet. Technically, that should have been closed on the 22nd, but it's still no time, so they must have some late departures going out there. Little Rissington is active all day, usual Otmore and Weston on the greens. So be careful of them. Right, if we now run on through to today, Sam just sent me a quick message that might be to do with the wind. Okay, fine. So, right, a reminder, please, then about Farnborough. So today, 1:45 to 5:15 local service to 3,000 foot within 3 nautical miles of Farnborough. This is the extended briefing sheet for Fairford. It's still active as NOTAM today, so just stay outside of this little rectangular box. Not that you'll be going that way, I don't think. Odium's cross section. Slow to start off with, variable wind initially. Cloud base possibly going up to about 3,000 feet, but notice the overcast coming in from around about 3 o'clock onwards. So I think it will cut off pretty quickly. Max temperature 23, they're saying. Okay, no reported movements. Light southwesterly breeze in the morning. May increase to about 23010 later, so we might have to change runs. Weak thermals, I think, to 3,000 foot for a short period this afternoon, cutting off early. Set up on 2.7 initially, with a possible change to 2.3 later. For those guys that do go away, if we are operating off 2.3, a reminder, please, Rome's landing should be on 2.3, not 2.7 across the front of everything. 3K21s in the booking system. Jim Gavin, Mark Benson, and Nige Prongler. Uh-oh, I'll be in trouble later. Merv has got 3 gliders booked for his Silver and Beyond course. Mike Birch has a K21 booked. K13 on trial lessons and 1K13 is booked. All single seaters are booked. So we will have a mixture of 1K21 and a K13 available for the casual flying. And the list is quite big on the casual flying list. No instructors, please notice. So Sam will be around and can certainly help, but he's going to need some help on that as well. Okay, so as you can see, everything else is pretty well booked. So then we're going to set up on runway 27 initially. I have put the grid down there. If there is going to be a grid, we'll have it on 27 north. And this is the primary reason for us not setting up on 23 early. Okay, so please be advised that if we do grid, we'll grid there, and we may have to change on the 2-3 later. But otherwise, a normal dry Wesley 27 type operation. Okay, I'll see you out there shortly. The launch point vehicle is out. The wind should be out shortly, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.